stay until we soothe our soul. It takes all that long.
Whoa, 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 put on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, woodchucks, woodchucks, hoofties, poofties, chuckettes, bung-eyed emperors, you're all welcome here. Welcome to Newport TV News. Andy's gonna beat you. Well, not you in the audience. It's news to us. We're Vermont's oldest TV news. Yeah, just say VTTV backwards. It's like VD, only it's TV. Yeah, we got adult themes, adult language. You're advised. There's rated SC for some cussing. Holy moly, Andy. Looks like we're getting closer to an anal meeting here at the station.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to wait for the advice of an attorney, you know, because God.
What did he advise that we meet?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wonder if he said anything about the illegal complaint committees and just
Star Chamber.
Yeah, star chambers and going into executive session just to holler at people, and, and some members who never show up ever, and we got to talk to them like Charlie's friggin' angels.
Vince,
kind of stuff.
You there, Vince?
Hey,
you there, Vince?
You there?
You're my vote, Vince.
Vince, you there?
You're my vote. You're my vote, Vince.
Yeah, and telling people to go home. There's no meeting.
Yeah.
And then there is a meeting.
But they're not here.
But they're not
never here.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Making up stories.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So hopefully, luckily everybody will be able to speak at the annual meeting, and it'll be broadcast. So we might all get filled in on that, or you never know with the PSB complaint too. Oh, who knows? But anyways, Andy, oh my God, it looks like the last dry town in Connecticut's reconsidering prohibition.
What, they're going to go dry again?
No, they're going to go wet.
Oh, they're going to finally wetten up?
And on the same page, an attorney who worked in Salt Lake City Attorney's Office has been charged with making dabs. So,
what's a dab?
It's like the taffy they make out of weed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of like liquid hash or something.
Ooh.
But, here's the thing. Cancer Hall's good. Dabs, weed, bad. Very bad. Very, very bad.
I haven't had any of that.
I've tried some. It didn't do anything for me. I don't know. I'm old-fashioned. Call me old-fashioned. Call me crazy. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Have a good one. And
have a sip of your coffee.
This is from Sunday's paper. Yeah, Sunday's paper. Hartford, the last dry town. Bridgewater, bedroom community, 1,700 people in the hills of western Connecticut. Average age 50. The only school for selectmen said the restaurants that serve alcohol could provide a much-needed boost in revenue.
Yeah, alcohol is a boost in revenue.
Well, that's where they make all their money.
Cheers you
up. Shit isn't off the food, It's
in Connecticut?
Everywhere, man. Every bar, restaurant, they make their money off the booze. Yeah, it's like old. The old guy used to say that on the bar in Mass. I won't mention his name. He says, when I hire somebody for a bartender, they better show up with their own funnel. But now, the liquor control people in Mass, they have a gauge. They test the bar booze. And they can test the presence of water, like, right away.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. His two sons, clandestine lab, James Robinson, 3rd District Court, Salt Lake City. Possession of a controlled substance. His two sons, Alexander and Jack Robinson, are similar violations are raided on their home on Tuesday. They're accused of manufacturing the marijuana product called dab or shatter, a concentrated caramel-like substance produced from raw pot. Whoa! The 50-year-old Robinson has represented the police department in civil matters.
Good for him.
They're talking about cannabis oil, dude.
Yeah, basically, right?
Good stuff. Oil is good.
No.
Cures cancer.
It's good for you.
Yeah, you can't say that.
You need to legalize all of it.
And here we are.
All the
governors. If you didn't see the circus, all the governors were down in D.C. meeting with Obama or Hitler or whatever they call the guy. And it's Hickenlooper.
Stanky.
Yeah, tired old drunk with dyed hair. Thanks, Patty. Governors dismiss legalized pot buzz as just smoke because, even though 60% to 80% of the people say to free the weed and stop putting people in jail, we're stupid and we're old and we got dyed hair. We look like a really tired 30-year-old. And this Hickenlooper jackass in Colorado, he said, if it was me, I'd wait a couple years. I urge caution. This guy's supposedly a Democrat? Oh, that's right. The Democrats are, they're into health care, but we'll just ignore the health, studies and stuff. Oh, yeah. And meanwhile, the guy from Washington State, Jay Inslee, he said the legal pot marketplace was succeeding. He offered some advice to his fellow governors. I'd encourage them to follow their state's will. Our will was to decrim the product, and so far it's working well.
Awesome. It is working well. They make a lot of money. They're going to make over $100 million in sales tax in Colorado.
You can only get drunk and be homeless. And then, when you're homeless and you live out in a tent, you can beat your old lady to death, Andy. And then the state won't even charge you because they can't get any witnesses.
That's how that works.
Oh, yeah. This is from Saturday's paper. Get this. This guy, Searles, 57, throat and head trauma to Melissa Lanou, his wife, 45, on September 1st when they're camping out behind the Kmart. And his lawyer says, well, the affidavit showed he'd been in the woman was in another relationship as well within the final 2 weeks leading up to her death. So that's a reason to kill her? What? I don't know whether the harm that was caused to her was caused by my client, he said. Again, these are homeless folks who are transient and homeless. It might be difficult to round up people from both sides, from both the defense and the state, to prove the case or get witnesses for an alternate defense. Oh, man.
Did the jury have to be 12 homeless people?
Oh, yeah, really, right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Or some telephone poles?
And oh man, and look at this. Look at the mayor of Revere, Andy.
Revere where?
Oh, Revere, Mass.
Revere where?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Horses.
Mass, that's a party town.
Revere where?
Man, it's funky. And
not Teflon.
They put the funk in dysfunctional. And yeah, it's Little Rhodey, it's heroin's practically legal, Andy.
Where?
Really?
Yeah. Rhode Island.
That's a progressive state.
Because of the Good Samaritan law from 2012, it protects from prosecution individuals who call the pigs to report an overdose, even if the drugs are found at the scene. Now, I'm not only going to say this once, okay? I used to have a lot of respect for the police departments and stuff, but after the crap I went through with a guy trying to run me over, run me off the road, and seeing him beat Roger Peon and stuff, I've had it. That's it.
You're done.
I'm all done. They're
if you
pigs.
wear a badge. You're going to call them Madge?
Badges, yeah, Madge badge, that's it.
There you go.
And so the Good Samaritan law says no prosecution for anybody who calls the pigs to report an overdose, even if drugs are found at the scene. And it protects from civil liability anybody who administers Narcan. Yeah, it comes in a spray or a nasal spray or injectable form. Because that's it. Let's face it, a lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of our older people don't like it when I show this, but Patty, that here it is. At one time in this country, 100 years ago, all drugs were legal. Everything.
Yep.
Everything. And we didn't have any problem. I mean, we're not going to spend $29 million on treatment like they did this last year in the state. $29 million on treatment. And speaking of which, had a Yale professor die of a speed overdose, Andy.
Well, obviously he wasn't a chemistry professor, was he?
Well, yeah, I wonder about that. And
what was he professor of? Poetry?
Oh, I wonder if it says.
Liberal arts.
It doesn't say. A Yale University professor. Samuel C. died of acute methamphetamine intoxication. He was only 34 years old, so chances are he could have been on the stuff since he was a kid.
Could have been.
Because basically, the speed that they're giving kids in school is chemically identical to the crap that they're making in bathtubs.
So was he sad or just bad at math?
Oh man, they don't know. Death was an accident.
Oh.
He was taken to jail, report of a domestic abuse. He was unresponsive the next day in his cell in New Haven lockdown.
They took a dead man to jail?
Well, I think they took him to jail.
He was in the process of dying when they put him behind bars?
Yeah, well, his jaw was going a mile a minute, and he was wound up tighter than a snare drum, but, we just put him in a cell and hoped he'd be okay.
He chattered away till he died.
Yeah, like those old false teeth.
Really?
The wind-up false teeth.
What class did he teach?
Oh, and get this, man. Well, yeah, we'll have to go on their website, I guess.
They won't tell us.
Arizona woman pleads guilty to child abuse. Get this. An Arizona woman who left her 5-week-old baby in a car seat on the roof when she drove off pled guilty to child abuse and DUI.
I think she's just trying to get on Jackass.
Yeah. Maricopa County.
Funniest videos.
Yes, and Carolina Klaus is expected to be sentenced March 26. A Phoenix piggies arrested her last year after witnesses found an infant strapped in a safety seat in the middle of an intersection.
So he was okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
he bounced.
I guess those car seats are pretty damn good, huh?
Well, obviously that brand is.
Yeah. Oh man.
But she felt sorry.
And this has nothing to do with anybody, even though Andy kind of said something last week. But it goes to domestic abuse and drinking. And here it is.
I'm not responsible.
It wraps up here. Doris is drunk and she's got a knife. That's right. And she shot Buck in the head with a nail gun. So he called the pigs on her, and he says, "You're a different person when you're drinking, and you're drinking all the time now." And she's waving the knife around, and she says, "I have to drink to put up with you, Buck. And if you think you're going to put me in jail, you're even dumber than I thought you were." And oh man! So then she's waving the knife around. And of course, the cops are at the door. And Doris, no! After all I've done for you, and they're pointing a taser at her. "Drop the knife, lady! Do it now! This is my house. Get out!" And it's all like, "Put it down, lady. We don't want to. He's not getting my house. Drop it, or we'll put you on the floor." And then bang!
They tasered the knife wielder.
They tased the knife wielding Doris because she was drunk, and it stopped her heart in today's paper.
Will she pull through?
Well, we'll have to wait until next week,
Morgan
Andy.
MD.
Yeah, we'll have to wait until...
Coming to the aid of Doris.
Yeah, and here's
How you doing, Wenders?
And here's the thing about the treatment. And you know what they're doing, Andy, to save money. Thanks, Patty. To save money, they're kicking people out quicker, so they're getting a tremendously higher relapse rate. And here's the thing, why are we paying for this? If alcohol is the gateway drug, and the majority of these people have underlying alcohol issues, why aren't we taxing the crap out of booze to make up for the $29 million we got to pay for treatment?
I think they're taxing it a lot.
Well, not as much as they do for tobacco. My God, look at that.
Wow.
New study says the new gateway drug, the original real one, is
sugar. Sugar is a gateway drug.
Yeah.
It was foisted upon you by Islamic infidel.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
So, and who?
and Gerber.
And Gerber.
Gerber, yeah, the baby food people. It says,
hook you up.
The state will spend, and here it is. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it because of the green screen, but there's a Maple Leaf Center in Underhill, and they've got a big staff with a bunch of big asses, and they need some nice warm chairs, Andy.
Well, I know that place. I know people have been there.
Yeah. $29 million on drug treatment. It's up 12% from 2 years ago, and the lady from the state, the health department, Camaglio, because we have the Department of Health, the health commissioner, the assistant commissioner, the deputy commissioner, the spokesperson. We've got, 9,000 rump jobs in a state of 600,000 people. Camaglio said the push for shorter stays reflects the state's ongoing effort to create a system that moves patients from detox to long-term recovery via the hub and spoke system.
Hub and spoke.
Yeah. The literature shows that if you're able to maintain that connection with some level of support for at least 90 days, you have a better chance of recovery.
Well, yeah. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Hub and spoke, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hang on for dear life while you spin around.
The wheel, yeah. That's like the Dead song, man. The Garcia song. The wheel is turning. You can't slow down. You can't slow down. You can't stand still. If the thunder don't get you, then the lightning will.
Batman never kicked his habit.
Yeah, really. Small wheel turned by fire and rot. Big wheel turned by the grace of God. Every time that wheel turns round, bound to cover just a little more ground.
Okay, then.
Yeah. It's putting a financial squeeze on Valley Vista and Maple Leaf. They said, he says, for every drop in the length of stay, you have to bring in 50 more people to make up the money that's lost.
Wow, so it's a real cattle call.
Oh, yeah.
We need lots of people in here to be messed up.
Are you focusing on getting people better or making money?
Well, you need to focus on the money.
The money, I would think,
Money matters more than mental health.
Young says Maple Leaf decided to shut down its medical services unit because of rapid changes in addiction medicine and because they couldn't afford it. So that means he pink slips to 8 staff members. So the real nurses and doctors are now gone.
Just to keep the counselors and wise men.
Yeah, and shrinks and
the
whatever.
Sages.
Yeah, the sages.
We need to keep our sage.
Yeah, it wasn't a fun time. These were people I liked, and they were doing a good job for us. Yeah.
So we fired them because...
because of rapid changes in addictions medicine.
Changes. Things are just lightning quick.
Yeah, and speaking of which, here we are. 9 kids to 1 teacher. The average in the country is 16 to 1. The average money spent for a kid in the United States is something like $6 or $7 grand. But you know, we're paying 18 grand per kid. The average
Here
is
in
10.
Vermont?
Yeah.
18,000 per child.
Yeah, and the average is 10 for
and they
the
can
country.
barely read and write, and they don't know anything.
Yeah, we're the second highest, thanks Patty, the second highest in the country.
And they don't know anything for that money.
Well,
We're
no.
non-competitive.
So high.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have kids.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's the way it's always been. You know, when we were kids, people without kids and with kids that were grown paid, but, you know, I mean, man. But now it's just gotten out of hand because of the unions, I guess.
Yeah.
The very, very rich union.
Yeah. And what does MD stand for, Andy?
Merchants of Death.
Good. I swear to God it does. Overdiagnosis sends thyroid cancer rate soaring, the study finds. The thyroid cases have tripled since 1975. But it's got nothing to do with 3 Mile Island or, you know, Chernobyl or
none of that.
Fukushima.
No.
Oh, hell no. Now, here's the thing, boys
Microwaves,
and girls.
phones.
Yeah, cell phones.
Tell you that.
If you want to keep your thyroid clean, okay, you can't floss your thyroid. It's a little rough to get to. But you can get kelp capsules at the Unnatural Food Store. And you sprinkle a little bit, whatever, and it gets the iodine through your thyroid. Yeah, thyroid removal is done for 85% of the people diagnosed, despite guidelines that say less aggressive surgery is reasonable. Excuse me. Our old strategy is looking as hard as possible to find cancer has some real side effects, said Gilbert Welch, a guy from Dartmouth. He said patients can no longer assume that labeling a disease as cancer means treatment is necessary. It's a challenging rethinking. Just like you were saying, Andy.
Yeah.
What were you saying 2 weeks ago? That in the future they would look at cancer like we do with the vapors?
Oh yeah, and phlogiston and all that, because it's just a name that they've assigned to anything where your cells react to you.
And surgeons what do surgeons love to do, Andy?
Chop and cut and charge.
Yeah, chop, cut, and bill.
That's it.
And here we are. Yeah, and speaking of poison, Ronald McDonald House celebrates 30 years of death.
Cool.
Yeah. Look at the
Being across the street.
Yeah, look at it.
Come get you some fries after you watch mommy die.
Yeah, look at this. It shows his greasy 3-fingered hand grasping some kid's hand.
Wow.
Yo, great. Good
That's
stuff.
what a kid needs, is a clown in white face and red hair screaming at him while he watches some catastrophic illness in his family.
Oh, man.
Or dies himself. Herself.
I don't even get it.
What?
The kids in Oregon use box cutters to cut a SWAT sticker in some kid's head.
Well, that's no good.
The judge said the NYPD spying on Muslims in New Jersey was okay.
Well, yeah.
And
your problem.
And the D.C. firefighters ignored a guy with a heart attack because he didn't call 911, even though he was right across the street from the damn firehouse. Let him die.
Well, they walked over.
Yeah. Did
they
you call
flagged down a
911?
passing ambulance.
Well, the cop. I guess the cop brought him over or something. It's like, Patty, thank you. Here it is. It's official. The Saudis are the enemy. Okay? We invaded the wrong country, boys and girls. We invaded the wrong countries. The guys who are funding this crap, here it is. It's the stories about this woman, some Jihad Jane or some other jackass name they come up with her, right? Her ex-husband, Omar El-Habishi, backed up his recruiting with cash. During their 4-year marriage, she received large bank transfers of cash delivered overland from Saudi Arabia. Money, he told me, was to support the families of martyrs. And a month ago, he left for Syria to fight along the Al-Qaeda extremists. Yeah, so there you go. Every time you get a tank of gas, you know, you're supporting terrorism. Oh, and they got the Cossack that attacked Pussy Riot, Andy.
It wasn't a fake thing?
No, they said Saturday the Cossack who horsewhipped members of Pussy Riot had been held accountable. Do we have a name? No, we don't. And guess what the guy's name is the spokesperson? The Deputy Prime Minister.
Can't guess.
Kozak. K-O-Z-A-K.
Okay, then.
Which is Russian for Cossack.
Yeah, well.
Oh!
They can't all name themselves Smith.
Yeah. Or Lavrov, or Molotov, or Badanov. and here it is here too. Green Day, Lex Fund for Future. That's right. They're 120,000 short. They need more grant suckers for more warm chairs to green up, to pick people to pick up rubbish on the side of the friggin' road. Well, here's a clue. Why don't the cops let you turn in people for littering? Because, I've been behind people and watch them throw stuff out, and there's nothing you can do. Well, except shoot them.
Dalai Lama met with Obama. He doesn't want independence for Tibet. He's too busy raising gerbils for Richard Gere.
Oh, man. All right. Oh, man.
In my opinion.
And here's one. Man who picked up DUI suspect faces DUI charge himself.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Drunks picking up drunks getting busted.
Yeah,
That's cool.
This is from Monday's paper, February 24th. A Williston man went to pick up a friend who got his own DUI. Taylor Collins is the first offense DUI. Greg Bushy for the charge of second DUI. They pulled one over for erratic operation, refused to provide a blood alcohol test. Bushy arrived at the scene. They suspected he was cocked, and he had a .10. Okay. And here's a guy from the Patriots, Andy.
Oh, yeah, beat up someone in jail while awaiting murder.
This guy was down at Mount Snow.
Oh,
he was doing
one outside.
Yeah, he was doing
outside.
Choose Now. It's limited to 350 students. The event will feature presentations by Chris Sullivan, a former New England Patriot who years after his retirement was arrested, charged with DUI, intent to distribute. He's warning kids about drugs and alcohol. Meanwhile, his wife will talk about how her 17-year-old daughter drowned in 2 feet of water after binge drinking at an underage party.
2 feet of water.
Yeah. And who was that masked woman? She hit 2 stores in Rutland with a ski mask.
What, slap the walls with the mask?
Yeah, like Zsa Zsa slapping cops, man. Oh, geez Louise. And what's one of my favorite subjects, Andy? And I do have the right hat because he's in the news.
The Nazi's back.
Dummany, all your kiddies drop of your pants.
What's he up
to? Well, he was getting some kind of award or something, and they wouldn't let him take any pictures.
Why not?
No, I don't know. It was something about, I don't know. That they actually never explained that, as a matter of fact. And, yeah, here it is right here. Benedict joins Francis in historic first ceremony. Oh, here it is, boys and girls. Thanks, Patty. Hide the altar, boys. Here's the men dresses, making messes. It said, Pope Francis salutes Pope Emeritus Benedicto XVI at the end of a consistory Saturday inside St. Pee-wee's Basilica at the Vatican.
Oh.
Mac. Benedict retired a year ago. And some people reached out to try and touch him as it passed by or to take his photo, but were restrained by the ushers.
Tackled?
Yeah.
Brought down?
Well, yeah, restrain's a nice word for that, isn't it?
Beaten? Beaten by the ushers?
Yeah, or something.
That's horrid.
Oh, and from last week, I didn't get to this, but you know what? When you play with rattlesnakes, boys and girls, I guess God got tired of them playing with the Diamondbacks, Andy. God says, you suck, man.
Bit him.
Yeah. He buys from Snakebite, Snake Salvation, and his kid says he's going to take up the thing and, keep the contract with the Nat Geo channel. 8:30 snakebite victim Jamie Coots had gone. He refused medical treatment. They returned an hour later and he was dead.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's okay. And here we've got these people. They're jailed for the second prayer death. They killed one kid with prayer, and now they killed a second kid with prayer. I think Jesus is trying to send them a message, maybe like, you guys suck. How about trying some antibiotics, you idiots? Antibiotics, the stuff they developed through, what do you call it? Evolution, in science, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's insane. Philadelphia, this was from Thursday's paper. A couple who believes in faith healing was sentenced to 3.5 to 7 for the death of a second child who never saw a doctor despite being pneumonia. Herbert and Catherine Sheeble defended an order to get medical care for their children after their 2-year-old son, Kent, died in 2009. Instead, they tried to comfort and pray over 8-month-old Brandon last year as he, too, died of treatable pneumonia. They have 7 surviving children, 6 in foster care. They're attending public schools for the first time and are getting medical, dental, and vision care. Experts say about a dozen kids die in faith healing cases every year. Okay, then. And here it is. Wisconsin Archdiocese, 125 abuse victims could get paid. They could. $4 million for skinning 125 kids. Yeah. And thanks, Patty. And here, right here, look at this. They're giving away bridges, Andy. Patty.
Where?
Patty. In Vermont.
On Lindenville?
Yeah, you can get bridges all over the place here.
Yeah.
Wow, the Rockingham Bridge. Yeah. You can get them at no cost. The Rockingham Bridge, the Clarendon Bridge, 30 feet long. The Barton Village Bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
When do we... That wouldn't be the one to our house, would it?
A 1919 span granite slab which carries over Route 16 to the Crystal Lake outlet in Barton Village.
What about it?
It's for sale.
Well, you can get it for free if you want.
The bridge to my house?
Do you get a new one?
I hope so.
Back it down. Go play. And the Brookfield Floating Bridge, which would be really heavy because it hasn't been floating. It's been kind of sinking, if you know what I mean.
Maybe it's the old bridge.
The Middlebury Bridge.
We have that still?
It says Barton Village Bridge number 20, a 20-foot, circa 1919, 2-span granite slab structure which carries Vermont Route 16 over the Crystal Lake outlet in Barton Village.
That must be down by Park Street.
Oh,
that
man.
One, the old one they had.
Listen to this.
Must be lying somewhere.
Yeah, listen to this daisy chain of banks that screwed this guy, right? And his name is, I'm not going to mention his name. City Financial, okay? They have
About down by the church.
Oh.
Okay, the mortgage was Christiana Trust, a division of Wilmington Savings Fund Society, FSB, which is a trustee for Stanwich Mortgage Loan Trust. Now, the present holder versus Calvin, Bitney Miller, and Capital One Bank. So there's 2, 3, 4 banks fighting over this one property. It's 2 bunks
Who
versus
wins?
another 2 bank. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The ones with the most money to pay off the judge, maybe?
Best lawyer.
Yeah, here we are. Pope mulls shakeup of Vatican finances. And this is from Thursday, February 20th. Go Popey. That's from last week. I didn't get to it. Pope Francis penned a new missive on the injustice of poverty. Good going, Pope. You know, good going, Pope. We got a real
poverty isn't just.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty even-handed.
it's pretty well. It's pretty
well
spread.
Yeah, he's a success.
Yeah, it says Honduran Cardinal Oscar Rodriguez Mardiaga, because this is it, man. This is the what did they call that stuff in Latin America? Liberation theology.
Oh.
It's a group of 8 cardinal cabinets. A finance secretariat was needed to better organize it. He said a cardinal would assisted by a permanent advisory board of lay experts. The development came as Francis and his G8 cardinals ended 3 days of meetings, and they want to reform it. Francis was elected with a mandate to reform the antiquated and inefficient Vatican bureaucracy to make it responsive to the needs of the 21st century church and help, rather than hinder, bishops trying to spread the faith.
Oh, no.
Go Popey. And here's a pedophile priest defies Vatican order in Chile. He's defying the Pope. The Pope, the head guy. Yep. Suffer the children. There he is. What's his name? A prominent Chilean priest.
What?
That's not what the word suffer means.
Well,
allow, it means allow.
One meaning of it. A prominent Chilean priest was ordered by the Vatican to never again celebrate a public mass as a punishment for sexually abusing altar boys, has been photographed defying the order. Fernando Caradimas acted of insubordination Friday and sent the case to the Vatican for investigation. The photos were taken December 4th, but were only released this week by Juan Carlos Cruz, a journalist and one of his victims. Yep, and here it is. Here's another one. This is good, too. The Vatican wrestles with reform and family issues. Because, hey, nobody's been listening to you about birth control and divorce and stuff like that, you know? So you might as well get with it. So the Pope's all like, he held out hope that the Vatican might accommodate the remarried Catholics who are forbidden for the sacrament unless they get an annulment. It should be able to succeed in the church. And
you can get an annulment. It's easy. Just know your bishop.
Yeah, well, you got to pay a lot, man.
Yeah, well,
they charged my sister-in-law like $6,000, and they wanted more. And her mother's all like, "Forget about it. If you touch a penny
Catholics
more,
got the filthy lucre, man."
She says, "If you ask for a penny more, I'll never come in the church again. It's it. You know, we're done with this extortion."
No, it's helping God.
Yeah, it says bishops themselves reported that the church's core teaching on sexual morals, birth control, homosexuality, marriage and divorce were rejected as unrealistic and outdated by the vast majority. And they nevertheless said they were active in parish life and considered their faith vitally important. On the matter of artificial contraception and that train left the station long ago, said Bishop Robert Lynch of St. Pete, Florida.
What a clever way to put it.
Yeah. And here we are. Last but not least in religious news, African migrants agree to go home.
From where?
From Israel.
Oh, the Ethiopians.
Yeah, look at them all, Andy.
Well,
boatloads of them, man. They've been steaming in for a long time. 50,000. They're sending them to Uganda and everywhere. And they're paying them, too.
The good word.
Yeah, here we are. Here's $3,500 a plane ticket back to Uganda, and hoy, get out of here. Enough already.
Dance time.
Hoy? Yeah, we have to dance.
Enough already. Hoy! And
Jewish isn't necessarily horrid.
Yeah. Oh,
Jewish food is great. Jewish politics are brilliant.
Well, here's the thing.
Jewish religion is correct.
I don't know if I've mentioned this recently, but if you want to avoid GMOs, look for a little U or a little K on your food, especially processed food.
Kosher.
It means kosher.
Kosher food is better for you.
The rabbis won't bless anything that's got
great
genetically modified ingredients in it. Here we are. Lead prosecutor quits Army in general assault case.
Who do you
Make this up. I don't know. It's sodomy and indecent acts. It's the lead prosecutor.
Those are different things.
Brigadier General Jeffrey Sinclair, 51, has pled not guilty to 8 counts, including forcible sodomy, indecent acts, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and he was visibly frustrated by testimony from a female captain who was his primary accuser. Well, I thought she'd go away. I gave her some money.
Forced, huh? He wasn't afraid of clenching, biting, any of that?
No. U.S.
Brave, crazy bastard.
And look at this. Way in the back on page 7 from last Friday's paper, U.S. drone may have killed Yemeni civilians.
May have.
Oh, it may have,
Some strong maybe.
Yeah. And look
We're not sure.
See this thing here, Andy? It's a class action suit against NBT Bank. And who's on the board of directors of NBT Bank?
Don't know.
Former governor of Vermont, Jim Dumbass. That's right.
Well, they won't lose, though. Class action suits need a lot of juice.
600 grand been reached in the class action.
That's their settlement already?
Yeah. NBT debit transactions. They were raping people, burning down houses, the usual.
Where at?
In Vermont. They said, so if you've been injured by the NBT Bank, call up these attorneys or whatever. A U.S. military drone strike in Yemen in December may have killed up to a dozen civilians on their way to a wedding and injured others.
That happens a lot.
Well, yeah. It's
you guys should get married indoors.
Well, they all take their rifles everywhere. It's like we got a Second Amendment right, and they do too. Well, the king says no.
They just wave guns around a lot.
Well, you got to shoot somebody. U.S. and Yemeni
shouldn't even be a country, you know?
Yeah, well,
none of them.
I mean, let them. I don't know, man. The groupers blamed for an unsuccessful bomb plots, underwear, toner cartridges, blah blah blah. The U.S. temporarily closed 19 of the diplomatic posts. The officials say the Pentagon can't release details because both the U.S. military and CIA fly drones over Yemen, and by statute, the military strikes can be acknowledged, but the CIA ones can't.
Oops.
And officials said if they explain one strike but not another, they're revealing by default which one's being carried out by the company.
God.
Oh, yeah.
God, that's clever.
So we can't
We're
tell
using the military as cover? Oh, we're fooling everyone. Come on.
And here we are. Get this. Oh, anti-gay laws there. Oh, the Unga Bunga killers. And the SEALs. The SEALs on that Captain Phillips boat, Andy, it looks like they were working for the Trident Group. So I wonder if they were pirate baiting too.
Davy Jones is through?
Yeah. Drugs were found in a room where 2 former Navy SEALs from Maersk, Alabama, from the movie Captain Phillips, Michael Daniel Kennedy, 43, and Jeff Reynolds, 44. Security contractors. Let's see, the Maersk, Alabama, a Norfolk-based container ship that provides feeder service to the east coast of Africa and employs security contractors to provide anti-piracy services. The 2 men were found dead, worked for Virginia Beach maritime security firm, the Trident Group. Because, see, in the old days, the company and the military took care of stuff, but now it's all going out to private contractors like the one that employed Snowden. A lot of it.
Lots to do.
There's a lot of them.
Depends on who knows who and what people want to do.
Well, here's the thing. I'm wondering what they saw, Andy, because,
Not much.
I worked at a place on the Cape, right? I won't mention what the name of the company was, but they were supposedly making packaging machinery, and this guy I knew worked in shipping out in the stockroom, right? And he went to the Cape Cod Times, and he was talking to a reporter about, slot machines going to Africa and all this stuff that we didn't make. And they found him dead in the warehouse, Andy, a heroin overdose.
Oh, you shouldn't ask stupid questions of people you don't know.
No needle marks except for one.
Oh, well.
Yep. Yeah, okay then.
Raise a ruckus, end up dead. Unless you're on the winning side. That's the way it goes.
Oh, Vermont leaders bristle at downsizing plan, Andy. And here's Chuck Hagel. Yeah, he's my favorite Hagel.
He's a dork.
He's a dummy like Shummy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And get this. Shummy is talking to, Shummy's such an idiot. This is our nose-bagged, left my wallet in Hanoi, Governor Shumlin, right? He says, the Vermont Guard members have been deployed huge numbers and elsewhere, and they have also been called to help in Vermont, including after Tropical Storm Irene in August of 2011. Do you remember what happened then?
They got nasty.
We got no choppers. We had to bring in National Guard choppers from Indy friggin' Anna because our National Guard weren't here. They were off in Iraq. Oh, so, the first choppers...
Juggle some people around.
Yeah, the first choppers in were the news helicopters or something, private guys. Hey, oh, yeah, we're rewriting history,
Get some boats, get some more.
3 years later. Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Hairplug Joe's kiss of death. Oh, man. War money, okay. Money for soldiers, no way. And here we are. They beat the USSR. They beat the USA. And this is from today's paper. That's right. The goat ropers win. And
Karzai?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't signing nothing. I think I predicted that. Everybody else is scratching their heads. Why? It's obvious.
Well, it says they told Karzai if an agreement can reach, he remains ready to keep a contingency of troops in Afghanistan beyond 2014 because we got to guard that TAPI pipeline, TAPI.
No, they're gone.
Oh, and get this.
Afghans won.
We had 2 warships over in Sochi, Andy. You know what happened to one of them?
What?
It ran aground.
Probably on purpose.
Oh, man. Wednesday, that's today, February 26th, the commander of the Navy ship that ran aground while deployed near the Olympics has been relieved of command. Commander Dennis Volpe is reassigned to another job due to a loss of confidence in his ability to command the USS Taylor, one of 2 warships dispatched to the Black Sea. It's in a Turkish port at Samsun, getting fixed. And look at this, Andy. Ex-Pittsburgh police chief gets 18 months. For a slush fund and stealing money from the city. He took from the fund 32 grand from the fund for meals and drink tabs at various restaurants and bars. He resigned as a piggy chief a year ago, a few weeks before he was indicted for theft and failing to file tax returns from 2008 to 2011.
That's a while. They'll catch you if you do that.
Oh, yeah, here we are. Vermont corruption rife and rampant, Andy. It looks like we come in last, 50th of all states.
For most corrupt?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not shocked.
For no transparency.
Oh, yeah, it's confusing as hell. And
it's buried on page 3.
Our state government's a mess.
Get this. When George Till, a state rep and a physician, successfully urged the House to pass a bill removing for the public record, cases in which a doctor is accused and then cleared of unprofessional conduct, no one in the House spoke up to question whether a legislator advocating a bill that could benefit himself. When Representative Hubert made a speech against tax on sugar-sweetened beverage. No, it's corn syrup. It's not sugar. It's corn syrup. Nobody rose to point out that he owns a convenience store in Milton that sells this damn drinks.
Well.
Yeah. Vermont's lack of a state ethics commission, conflict of interest laws, and financial disclosure of outside income by public officials. Vermont Ethics Commission wanted an F for ethics from the State Integrity Investigation, and the Better Government Association gave it a 0 for lack of conflict of interest laws. And the campaign for the campaign for Vermont said that corruption is rife in the state. Politicians, it
is.
Politicians and civil servants have exploited the lack of structure and their trust for their own personal gain in greater proportion than any state in the country. Oh, yeah.
This is the front lines, man.
Yeah, we got Senator
Welcome to the party.
Senator Stupid saying, I'm not going to give you the draft bills of the GMO things. You can't have those.
No.
Lawyers tapping them on their Senator Starr. You have to give them to them. And that's just...
Well, did they ever get them?
Well, I don't know.
Really.
It might be on the website, might not be.
Oh, yeah, we have to give it to you. Come to the office, and then they just hang out. And
Yeah.
I don't know where anything is.
Keep the door shut.
We all hoard stuff, and it's all dusty, and the mice ate it.
Yeah, kind of like when he cleaned up all that missing money in North Troy,
There
you know?
go. I don't know where them vests went.
We were supposed to
The
get
heroin was in the attic, man.
US
Shut up.
all his... Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Get out of my face.
It's under some guy's trailer, but the state police
I didn't
can't
embezzle
go
here.
there.
I embezzled over there. I'm a volunteer here, so I'm
Yeah.
in charge.
Yeah. The state police can't look under the guy's trailer for the missing
We're the
dope.
best. The guy that showed up in Hardwick, they just hoard him. $2.5 million in embezzlement, right? Take him down to Claire's, get him a couple of filatrixes up in there, and drive him around the block for a minute. My ear, smoke this fatty while we, hum on your chum, and he went away.
Oh yeah.
He got busted a little bit for all the hanky-panky, but
Yeah,
it
but
was
it's
fun
no big
stuff.
deal. And
We're tramps. We're number one in tramps. You didn't write that down.
oh well, there's no statistics on that.
Yeah, there is. Man, we reported that this summer.
And get
We're the
this.
horniest state in the nation.
Just from yesterday's paper, Judge Weinberger and other city officials don't have to testify in the BT trial because,
Hoy?
what's a
What's
mere
oi? He did oi. He's trying.
what's a mere 20 million among friends, Andy?
Where do the Jews do this? The judge is a Jew?
No.
Oh, who? Who's the Jew in this?
It's like it's
Pick
like
out the Jew. Come
the
on.
Jewish Alps.
The
Weinberger
Jewish
don't have
Alps.
to.
Where is that?
It's
Over there?
It's like the Borscht Belt.
What, JP? Quiznos?
Oh, we'll get to them in a minute. Jay Peak's in the news too.
Ariel Quiznos?
Yeah, Quiznos. Get your
Q
subs.
Burke.
Sink your subs, yeah.
That's a Jew Alp, right?
Well, let's see, man. Loopholes lawyer, here we are. There's a lawsuit. Judge Helen Tour ruled that two others will not have to take the witness stand. Bob Rustin, the chief administrative officer, Terry Dorman, the financial advisor for BT. The lawsuit's being brought on behalf of Burlington taxpayers. And in court papers that Jonathan Leupold, the former CAO, illegally and secretly funneled $16.9 million from the city's cash pool to support the financially struggling Burlington Telecom in 08 and 09. Never said a thing. What's his name? The Attorney General said, no crime's been committed here.
TJ or Sorrell?
Well, it's Sorrell.
Leupold.
Yeah, Leupold. Yeah.
Billy Sorrell's dumb as a rock.
Oh, man. He's blind.
No offense, William.
Leupold,
Oh,
a former
Lord.
longtime city treasurer, relied on BT's general manager and staff to understand and comply with the regulatory commission.
Well, he called me and asked for $16 million, so I sent it to him.
16.9, so we'll say 17.
17 million.
17 million.
He asked for it, so I didn't know. He's handsome.
I relied on him,
I
and
have
the
no
staff,
self-esteem. I'm a small man in the corner.
Let's see,
With a
man.
big checkbook.
And they're asking for loopholders insurance to pay 16.9 to 19.8 million. Osier and
His
Shavier
insurance.
maintain. Get this. Now
Good hands of all states.
here's where the PSB comes in, right?
Pony up.
Thanks, Patty. Here's where the PSB comes in.
What are they going to do?
Because, they granted a CPG, a certificate of public good, to BT, and they contend that Leupold violated the city charter by approving funding for the utility to the tune of $19 million between 06 and 2010.
But they gave him a green light.
Well, it was the staff, and nobody. The staff said it was okay, so he shuffled the money.
Take it to court, they'll just throw it out.
Yeah, they said the lawsuit alleges that Leupold purposely kept silent about the violations rather than disclosing them. He went to some lengths to ensure they didn't come to light prior to the March mayoral election. Leupold's boss, Mayor Bob Kiss, narrowly won re-election by edging out Kurt Wright in the third runoff of IRV.
That was way back then, though.
Yeah,
They have a new mayor now. He's totally corrupt.
Oh, yeah. Well, he lets his buddies pay under the minimum living wage, and Oh, and get this.
This is a bad state for that kind of thing.
You think about it, and here we are. The fascist pigs are going to be able to take any property they want from anybody in Burlington. No warrants, no charges, just take anything they want.
For what?
If this gun law passes.
Huh?
It says the charter change authorizes the pigs to seize property on the spot whenever a pig has probable cause to believe that a person has been the victim of domestic abuse. It's overly broad and allows confiscation without any formal charges or proof that the weapons present an imminent threat. The Fourth Amendment protects us from unwarranted search and seizure. Yeah, well, good luck with that. And they didn't even have the right statute in there, so they're going to have to change that. It says, let's see. The state statute in question defines deadly or dangerous weapon, any firearm, other weapon, device, instrument, material, or substance, whether animate or inanimate, which in the manner it is used or is intended to be used, is known to be capable of producing death or serious bodily injury. So they can take your hands?
Yeah.
They'll be able to take your hands, right?
They'll be able to take your hands.
The definition could cover... Yeah. The definition could cover everything from guns and kitchen knives to baseball bats and vicious dogs.
Or your fists.
And what about possession? Is it in the person, in the room, locked in the trunk of the car, in the garage?
In their mind or near their mind.
Oh, man. It's just insane.
Anywhere at all.
Yeah, that's it.
This side of Oz or Eden.
And the trap lady died, the last trap lady.
Von Trapp, yes.
No, we don't do Vons. I don't know lords and ladies. We got rid of that in 1776.
It was the actual Marie.
You gotta look up the stupid family and the V's, man. In the phone book.
Well,
you never find them.
That's because the commies at Ellis Island let them keep it.
You know, Ludwig van Beethoven.
Oh, yeah, it said they fled Austria in 38 when Hitler invaded Austria. What an invasion that was. A lot of shots, a lot of battles, Andy, right?
Pretty much an invitation.
They welcomed the Nazis with open arms.
Well, they assassinated the prime minister first.
Yeah, well.
He did catch a bullet.
Somebody died. And then they feared reprisals resulting from the captains refusing to accept a commission in the German Navy and declining to sing for the Führer's birthday.
Oh, that's wretched.
And she was born in 1914. She's a year older than my father. So while her father was out sinking Allied shipping vessels, U-boats, she was being born.
He was a sub-captain in the First World War?
I'm pretty sure, Andy, he was a U-boat commander. And get this. This girl, get this. This kills me. We'll link to supports, though. This girl, they ship these people over from Somalia. They're wearing the damn hijab. And what does she want to do? She doesn't want to be Americanized, Andy.
Nope, she wants to use her own.
America and take our money.
Oh, yeah. Get this. She said what she wants to do is help other refugees find child care and understand the official forms that help link families to various supports. They need someone to advocate. Yeah.
We should arm her.
Yeah.
We should give her guns, a small army, maybe fit her out with drones.
Yeah. We need to be respected for who we are. It's important for me and my religion. We don't want to be Americanized, she said. But she disagreed.
No, they should form a compound in Ohio.
Yeah, really? What the hell? Move to Dearborn.
Don't be American. Don't be in America.
Go to Dearborn.
Move to Dearborn. And get this, Bully, who is Muslim, wears a headscarf and floor-length robe in accordance with religious custom. On a recent day, her blight blue veil covered her hair but not her face. Her sleeves left her wrists and hands uncovered. She accessorized with a necklace, bracelet, and rings. That's news. That's friggin' news.
It is news to me.
Oh man, the paper, yeah. And here we are, program created to help Vermont dairy farmers. It's like the goat lady said, they're not dairy farmers, they're eco-terrorists who milk cows for a living. Here it is, another program, dairy farmers. This is from today's paper. Dairy farmers frustrated by what they see as a lack of access to experts and Mexicans have helped create a new Vermont slave program aimed at growing the state's milk supply by helping eco-terrorists better manage their operations. Dairy Vision Vermont offers eco-terrorist dairy farmers a management team to help them make them more profitable. It stemmed from some frustration, what I thought would be an opportunity for other dairy farmers in this state, said Reggie Caput, a not Troy dairy farmer. Hey, get it right. They're in Troy. They are outside the village limits. He's not a North Troy dairy farmer, although all his shit and all the shit from the rest of the farms flows right through our village in the form of liquid turds going down the stream. The idea behind it was the growth and production of commercial milk in Vermont by teaching eco-terrorists better and more efficient ways to farm, said Mark Rogers, a West Glover dairy farmer who's chairman of Dairy Vision's exec committee. The focus is on increasing the milk supply in an environmentally and fiscally sound manner. Environmentally? What are you kidding me? You guys are ruining the state for the rest of us. And Mark Rogers, R-O-D-G-E-R-S, do you think he's related to,
John Rogers?
Yeah. You
Probably,
think?
a little bit.
3 minutes.
You think?
Massachusetts spent $100 million on snowstorms this season. Obviously, they know what they're doing because they had some doozies.
Yeah, I
so
grew up
maybe
there.
next year they'll spend a little less. We'll have better weather.
Oh, and here's one for the Pope. The Pope has a pastor bonus, Andy. And guess what? Don't screw with the Ukes, okay? Because they're half Cossacks and half Vikings. Yeah, it's called a pastor bonus. Ooh, bonus, bonus. Francis was elected Pope of a mandate to reform the Vatican after documents stolen by Pope Benedicto XVI's butler revealed the bureaucracy to be a dysfunctional, Machiavellian world of petty turf battles, corruption, and political intrigue.
They were a lot of fun. It's not nearly as fun now.
And Pope John Paul II in 1988 issued the Apostolic Constitution Pastor bonus, a blueprint for the Holy Seesaw's various congregations, pontifical councils, and offices.
So basically he laid out a ground plan.
Yeah, here we are. Here it is. No more work. Capitalism fails. More jobless, and we're stupid.
So what do you want instead? What are you rooting for?
I don't know, dude. The Republicans talk about the debt. For every dollar in the GDP, it generates $5 in debt because money is an instrument of debt. And
time for a dictatorship.
Yeah, go to The Nation.
Remus, we need Remus.
There's a good article in here by William Greider about the reforming the Federal Reserve.
Oh yeah, that needs fixing.
Oh man, it's a group of private cartel bankers.
Bankers are dying like flies around the world for some reason. Check it out. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's they're failing schools, more money, higher taxes, fewer students, now what? They can't read, they can't write, but our teachers are doing a great job. Thanks, Patty. And
they taught Bush.
Yeah, really.
He was smart.
Oh, look at this. They found 27,000 face value, 10 million in gold in California, and a bunch of rusted cans. Okay, last but not least, here we are right here. Go to rollingstone.com, and here it is, the vampire squids strike again, because the banks, after we bailed their defunct asses out, they're buying commodities and storing them. It's like, it would be like Las Vegas betting parlors running the NFL or the NBA. So once again, oh, look at this. And last but not least, Coke dealer sentenced to 14 years. That's right. Yeah, $700,000.
Pepsi is so much easier.
Yeah. So once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show, and hopefully until next week we'll see you again. Go head east and get down on your knees and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar!
Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all that long. Come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all that long. The evening sun is sinking low. The clock on the wall says it's time to go. But I got my plans and I got plans for you. I'll tell you exactly what we're all gonna do. Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. soothe our soul if it takes all night long. Listen, might be 12 o'clock and it might be 3.